Hi, this is Kerry with Filmmaker Central, and today I've got the new DJI Ronin-SC. Now, the difference between the S and the SC, well, the C is for compact. It is smaller, it is lighter, it is more intelligent, it is a very cool little system. Now, here I've got a Sony a7 III mounted on it, and I got to tell you, it's much, much lighter than having this set up on the Ronin-S. Now, it's not going to work with every camera, and I'll kind of show you why here. If you have a heavy lens on this thing, you're going to have to slide this camera back. And you can see I'm getting really close to the eyepiece right here with this 18-105 on here. If I had a heavier lens that I had to push back in the cradle to get it to balance, I'd end up hitting the back of this. So it's not going to work with every camera configuration, but on lighter cameras, it's going to work really, really good. Now, I said it's lighter. It's much, much lighter. The battery's a little smaller. They're not interchangeable. You cannot put this battery on the S. You can't put the S battery on here. Tried, doesn't work. They just won't match up. They look very similar, but they're not. And I do have a cage on my a7 III, so if I didn't, I could actually move that camera up a little bit with the weight. It's very easy to balance. There's only a couple little things that I while they're improvements, there's also a couple step backs, I think. One big improvement is on each of the access, you have these little locks so that when you're storing it, you're throwing it in a backpack, you can lock all those access so it doesn't flop around and get all dinged up. You can keep it really nice and tight without having to Velcro strap everything. That, I think, is a very nice improvement. Well, the weight's a big improvement too. And you don't have the P-tap on the front anymore. So you can't run power from the gimbal to your camera. We could do that on the Ronin-S, but that's missing from the SC. But the trade-off is, even with a small battery on here with this setup, I'm still going to get probably close to 10 hours of runtime. So I'm going to sacrifice a little bit to make up for the extra runtime that I'm going to get with it. It does come with everything you see here, including the little removable tripod, which is kind of nice. It comes with the USB-C and micro USB cables. And right out of the box, I can just plug this in with the Sony a7 III and the start-stop works nice. Now, what's really cool about the SC is it can take much smaller cameras, including the RX100. I own an RX100 Mark V. We put it on here. It balanced real easy. And talk about a light setup. That was only 3.5 pounds. So you could walk around with that kind of configuration all day and not have any problems. Where if you put the RX100 on the Ronin-S, it won't even see it and it'll just kind of freak out because there's not enough weight on it. So that's it's a nice improvement on here, being able to put smaller cameras. If you need bigger cameras, you're going to go with a bigger gimbal. It's pretty simple. You know, if you need the Ronin-S, you need the Ronin-S. It's what there is to it. Now, a couple other things about this are some new modes that it has. And one, I'm going to reach over here. And this is a phone mount. So I can actually put a phone up on top of here. And while running the Ronin app, I can do active track. So I can select the object with my phone in the Ronin app, and it will track it with the gimbal wherever I'm going. So we're going to be trying that out a little later. We got some horses out back, and we'll see just how good the active track is. We've tested it in the store, and it worked really, really well. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, if you're not familiar with the Ronin-S series, one thing I really like about it is you have 3 presets on here. So you can just toggle between them real easy. Here I've got Inception mode turned on mode 3, on mode 1. I have to control the tilt with the joystick, and on mode 2, I can kind of move it around and it will lock that other access. So kind of neat features on there. I like having the 3 presets. On the Moza Aircross, I had to run the app and reconfigure it for each thing. So having 3 presets on here is really nice. Now this does come in 2 different configurations. This is the Ronin-SC. This is the basic model. This sells for $439. There's the Ronin-SC Pro Combo, which includes the focus wheel, a motor to go on your lenses to be able to pull focus, a boom mount that comes out to mount the motor on here, and let's see, I think a couple more cables, and that one goes for $539. So I'm just going here with the base model, the $439. I don't really need to pull focus. I have fantastic autofocus with the Sony a7 III, so I'm not too concerned about that at this point. So if you're looking for a good lightweight gimbal that can support a variety of different cameras, not a huge variety like the Ronin-S can, but a good variety from this kind of size and down, and you don't want to spend a ton of money, well, the Ronin-SC is definitely a good choice. The more I use it, the more I like it. The other thing that they changed, which again, I'm going to think is kind of a step backwards, let me tilt the camera up here, is the base plate. Now, while I do have this little peg on here that I can adjust to make getting my camera back on there easy without having to do a lot of rebalancing, this plate is now smaller than it was before. It's narrower. Before, it was very, very close to a Manfrotto 501, and I have Manfrotto 501s on all my tripods and everything else, my glide cams. So being able to move from device to device was very easy. Now, going with this smaller proprietary one means I have to take that off every time I'm not using it on the Ronin-SC, which means I have to rebalance it or try and get it as dialed in as possible. Small bummer there, not a huge ordeal. I wish they would have just stuck with the standard mount. It would have added a couple grams of weight. I don't think it was necessary to go to that. So again, not a big fan of going to the smaller plate on there, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. Can't get them to change it now. But in terms of the lightweight, you can definitely use this a lot longer than you could the Ronin-S, simply because the much lighter weight. Now, all the other accessories, there's monitor mounts and things that you can get that you can accessorize this with, so you can have an external monitor. Again, it's going to add to the weight, but you can definitely do just as much with this as you could with the Ronin-S. So this is the Ronin-SC. These are now available. You can pick yours up at multicopterwarehouse.com. That's the sponsor of this particular video here. And if you're in the Colorado area, go into Multicopter Warehouse or the DJI Colorado store and check it out for yourself. Bring your camera, let them balance it for you, show you what it's like and how heavy the system's going to be once you have it all decked out. So Ronin-SC, $439 for the base unit, $539 for the Pro Combo. I think it's a fantastic unit. You can't go wrong with it. It's going to do everything that you want to do. It's got start, stop. The higher end one will have the ability to do focus pulling. So it's a very, very cool unit. Brand new from DJI. So check it out. So we've been riding around with the Ronin-SC, working up a little sweat out there, chasing the horses and things. Very impressed with the unit. The lightweight makes it much easier to carry around for long periods of time. Getting some fantastic shots. I love it with the A7 III because I can just do so much with it. The underslung mode, the flashlight mode, the sport mode, all the different things that it can do. The active track works really, really well. Very impressed with that. Overall, fantastic job. Nice upgrades on here. I'm hoping that some of those features, the software features, will be able to be added to the Ronin-S, but we'll have to wait and see if that happens. If you read the description of the phone mount, it does say Ronin-S and Ronin-SC, so I'm hoping that just means a firmware upgrade is coming for the Ronin-S that will enable that. So check it out, Ronin-SC from DJI. This has been Kerry with Filmmaker Central. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.